Alright, In Bones here. Do a quick rundown on this Ruger P95. Just want to give my 2 cents on, the guns and the gear I come across. And this is a firearm that I have used extensively. I had this gun for about 8 months. And I've put a couple thousand rounds through it, easy. And I have to say that, in the short, if you don't want to watch the rest of this video, I recommend it. For the price point, you can't beat what you're getting. Now, can you save a little bit more money and get a much better gun? Yeah. Here, some of those examples right here. M&P. But, what you have in front of you in the P95 is a firearm that comes in at a low cost and delivers a lot of great features. However, it's got some big negatives, and I want to go over those first so we could get on to the good stuff. Honestly, the materials, they just feel cheap, they feel clunky, they feel bulky, they feel, blocky, all these. And you could see, there's some heft to this gun. This is not a light gun. And it is... it's not refined. It's not, it's just the final quality, the final build quality of the gun is that front sight does not come with it. That is a high-vis sight, and which is awesome. I mean, look at that contrast. That's great. However, it's not a dovetail. You actually have to have that pinned in. And by the time you get done paying to have a gunsmith do the work and buying the sight, it's just too much for a gun at this price point. I've seen these on sale for $300. That's not going to be out the door, of course, but still, I mean, out the door that'd be like, maybe $350. And at $350, I don't think there's another gun that's going to do it. That's going to give this a run for its money. Now, besides being, bulky and clunky and all that stuff, this grip, I mean, it looks textured, and it is, but it's useless. I mean, it's not going to provide any type of grip at all. So I was running it with a Hogue grip, the slip-on sleeves. However, that made it bulky enough that most of my friends couldn't reach the mag release. So I started running it with that, even though it wasn't as comfortable without it. Let's see, there's a couple other negatives that I don't want to forget. Big one. There's a break-in period with this gun. It took 250, 300 rounds to really get this to perform solid. And once I passed that 300 round mark, this thing has not given me any problems whatsoever. It's been 100% reliable since then. However, before that, it was very fickle in what it wanted to shoot, and so just know there's a break-in period with it. So yeah, you might only pay $300 for it, but you're gonna need to go put 250 rounds through it if you're gonna plan on, if this is gonna be for home defense or something where you may have to bet your life on this gun. You better break it in. Now, let's get on to some of the good stuff in this gun. Well, no magazine disconnect, so it will fire without the magazine. take the safety slash decocker off, and there you go. It is a double action, single action, which means the first one's going to be double, and it's a pretty stiff pull, which is probably pretty good if you're going to use it for home defense or something where, it may be deployed in very stressful situations. And then once the slide cycles, it will cycle, and the hammer will be to the rear. I'll cycle it off my belt. That's the other thing. I just cycled this off my belt. It was unsafe, so it didn't. There you go. Hammer's back. That's what's gonna happen. This will safely drop the hammer, no problem, and put it on safe. I hate this particular safety, so I just run it off. Who cares? But look, these sights perfect for if you have to rack it off a belt or edge of a counter or anything in a stressful situation. So this gun does attempt to give you some very important features that you're going to want to look for in a duty pistol, or a pistol that's going to be for home defense. Obviously, you can carry this because it's freaking huge. It's a huge, heavy, clunky gun. However, it also attempts to be ambidextrous, and that me being a left-handed shooter was great. At the time, this is what I could afford, and I got a gun that accommodated my needs. So if you're a left-handed shooter and you don't have a lot of money to spend on, say, an M&P or a Walther PPQ or something like that, this might be something you want to take a look at. Now, like I said, the grip, this texturing leaves something to be desired. But, right here you can see it's got this little nub sticking out. That's your magazine release, and it's on both sides, and it works equally well on both sides. When I first started using it, it kind of bugged me a little bit. I thought it was cheap, it's kind of dinky, but I never had any issues when I was actually really using it. It's just one of those things when you first pick it up that the first impression of it is definitely doesn't win anyone over. The other thing is that the safety slash decocker is on both sides. However, you could see it's got a raised portion on the left side, which makes it more user-friendly for a right-handed shooter, although I didn't have any problem using it on the opposite side. The problem with this safety is Ruger didn't spend a lot of time on the fit and finish of this gun, so there are a lot of sharp edges, and here, and it doesn't look that sharp right now. It looks kind of rounded. Well, that's because I filed it on both sides, because every time I would reach over the top to rack around or lock the slide back, I would get my hands chewed up. So taking a file to handguns seems to be a little common theme with my handguns as of late. But it's not a big deal. Round the edges a little bit, you'll be good to go. So there you go. You got a little bit of ambi relief out there. Trigger's not too horribly bad. It isn't the best I've ever seen, but this is a gun you're getting for $300. If you wait, $330 if you just go buy it when it's not on sale. It also it's got a rail up here. Not the most sophisticated looking one I've ever seen, but I'm sure most laser or lights or laser light combos will actually fit on there. Takedown is fairly simple. Also, you lock the slide back, and this pulls out. I'll actually do it real quick. Lock the slide back. You're gonna push this little thing in here down. Let's drop the magazine, and you have that little bar right there. That needs to be pressed down. Press that in the down position so that the slide can come off, and this just kind of there we go. Of course. This will pop out, and then you just pull it out. Comes off the gun. Comes out, barrel comes out, just like that. Not a big deal. It'll come all the way out. I just don't want to pull it all the way out because it's actually pretty dirty. I've been running it dirty for a while just to see how it would handle it. I think I got about 500 rounds through it since my last cleaning, and as you could see, I got a little bit of grime on there, and it's going strong. No issues. Put this back together real quick. I'm gonna get yelled at for not having a freaking cameraman. Alright, left you in the dark for a second, but firearm is back together. So yeah, this is just a little workhorse. It is definitely the cheapest gun that I would recommend to friends or family, but it will get the job done once you break it in. But you have to break it in. This is not, that's not, well, you know, it did pretty good for a couple magazines, so I'll go ahead and leave it. No, put 300 rounds through it. So there we go. It's ambidextrous, no magazine disconnect. You can dry fire all day long, which I recommend you practice and get good with this particular trigger. The sights allow you to rack off a belt or counter or whatever. Yeah, so there's cheap gun, a lot of nice features. Just takes a little bit of finesse and fine tuning, and yeah, it gets 2 thumbs up for the price point. Why not? $300. Yeah, jump on it. I'm out.